Longevity Lifestyle Designers, this is Zach here, and today I wanted to share a recipe with you. I'm making a herbal liver cleanse with lemon and aloe. So lemon and aloe both have liver detoxifying or liver cleansing properties. Lemon's been used for centuries, if not millennia, for cleansing the liver. It actually helps break up and disperse bilirubin, which is that yellow pigment. And interestingly, this drink is going to be yellow, so yellow foods do tend to have an affinity for the liver, or even yellow herbs. So yellow dock, burdock root, and dandelion root are in the herbal tea base that I've actually frozen. And I'll show you the preparation of this tea base in a second here. And I also have them in ice cubes. And there's also, I made a nut milk with that tea base of hemp seed and milk thistle. So milk thistle is another liver, it's not so much of a liver cleansing herb as a liver protective herb. So it helps, it's actually the most powerful liver protecting substance, this silymarin, which is in it, of any known plant compound. And so it, in combination with liver cleansing herbs, is going to protect the liver while it's detoxifying, and it's not going to damage your liver in the process. So here's my tea prep ahead of time, and then I'll take it from there and show you how I make this ice cream. So here I'm making the liver cleanse tea. That's going to be the base for this ice cream. And in this container I have equal parts, about 2 cups total of equal parts of burdock root, yellow dock root, and dandelion root. And I'm just going to put 3 tablespoons in this water. This is spring water from a local spring in Ancaster, Canada, Ontario. Yeah, just basically putting 3 tablespoons in that I've been doing throughout this cleanse. So the tea's just finished up here. I just turned it off, and I am going to pour it through this strainer, and I'm going to let it stand there for a bit and cool, because I'm going to be blending some things into it and then straining it through a nut milk bag, and if it's too hot it's going to be very difficult to strain. So I'll show you that once it's cooled down. So I've strained the tea here, and I've got 4 tablespoons of hemp seed that I've already put in here. It's all sunk to the bottom. And then also I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of milk thistle seed, which has the compound silymarin in it, which is very protective to the liver and included in most types of liver cleanses that you can buy as set liver cleanses. There's the second one. And then the last thing I'm going to add is 2 lemons, whole lemons, with the pith and the peel obviously taken off. But the pith is going to stay on because it's mineral dense. So here's the 2 lemons that I just peeled, and I'm going to drop them in there and throw the lid on. And then we're going to blend it up. There we go. I'm going to put it through the nut milk bag. It's hard to do one-handed, so maybe I should set up the tripod. This is just another blender container I have. It's a smaller size. I hope it all fits, and it barely does. So there's probably lemon seeds in those lemons, but I didn't bother taking them out because I knew I was going to eliminate it with the nut milk bag. And there we have it. I'm not going to bore you with the details of squeezing all this out, but you know the process. Squeeze that out, and then you're left with the liquid, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it next. So I also want to mention that the hemp seed that was mixed in with the milk thistle seed is actually quite essential. It doesn't have to be hemp seed, but any fat is going to create a solubility or something for the silymarin in the milk thistle to soak into. So that's a necessary component of that. So we're just going to pour it out into these ice cube trays and try not to spill it like I just did. So I managed to get it all in the trays, but I had a little bit extra, so I put it in a Ziploc bag, and we're just going to put all this in the freezer, and then soon we'll have frozen elixir base for the herbal liver cleanse. So you saw that I was putting those ice cube trays into the freezer there, and I've got one tray in there as well as that extra bag, and I'm putting the last tray of ice cubes in. They're interesting because I guess because of the fat from the hemp seed there. An interesting texture of ice cube, not your typical just water ice cube obviously. So I'm just putting the rest of these in. So here's the last one, and this whole idea of doing ice cream I've done in the past by making like an herbal tea into ice cubes and blending it. You really need a Vitamix with the plunger to do this. I was inspired to make this video definitely by Brendan. He's been putting out some ice cream videos there. Brendan Damon, a good friend of mine. And of course here I've got the aloe that I'm adding into this drink. I've already filleted the top bit and I'm just cutting out the bottom bit. It's a nice big thick piece. Oh, look at that. So it's really full. You might want to do just one tray of ice cubes if you want to have a more manageable quantity. However, I like to do it full on, and I guess if I have extra I can always just keep it in the freezer and save it for later. So from past experience I know that if I'm using this much of a frozen item to try and make an ice cream, I need to add a little bit of liquid, whether it's water or a tea base. I'm just adding like maybe a quarter cup of water, maybe even half a cup if you need to. That's just to prevent, otherwise you're not going to be able to blend up just pure ice. You need some liquid to help slightly melt the ice, but not too much. So yeah, go on a smaller amount, and then increase it if you need more once you know from when you're blending. I've got about 2 tablespoons of coconut, or maybe 1 tablespoon of coconut butter. Not a set amount really. And that's just to add creaminess, because this is going to be like a lemon cream type of ice cream. You've already got the 2 lemons in there. And then I'm adding 1 raw egg. I love raw ice creams that are plant-based or vegan, but on this particular one I am adding some animal products. And the next one I'm adding is some whey protein powder. And this is raw grass-fed whey powder that I'm experimenting with, and quite frankly I'm loving it. So there's about 2 tablespoons, which is 1 scoop, and I'm putting that on top. And that's really going to add to the creaminess and actually make it taste like it has dairy in it, because it will. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of bee pollen, because it's yellow and we're kind of going with the yellow vibe. And of course a little bit of liquid stevia. You could use another sweetener like honey or yacone or coconut sap. Dehydrated coconut sap is a new sweetener out there that looks pretty interesting. But I'm going to try it come September when I'm off my no sugar thing here. So yeah, I'm just using a bit of stevia because that's what I'm using right now. Xylitol is another good one. And we're going to blend this up, and I'm going to see if I need to make any changes to the quantities that I've added in terms of the ingredients. Basically want to use the ability to change the speed, because you're going to alter the speed in conjunction with your pressing down on the plunger. And it's very easy to overheat your Vitamix when you're doing this. I actually burnt out a motor on an old Vitamix that I had to get a new one. It was actually still under warranty. Shh, don't tell them I told you that. Wow, that's coming off. Wow, I have to say this turned out really well. I got the ingredients perfect. I wouldn't have changed anything except for the order that I blended in. I would have put the aloe that I cut up at the bottom of the blender, because when you have the big chunks of ice that you're plungering and mashing around, the aloe needs to, it doesn't really get necessarily a chance to break up. Some of it did get blended in, but I had to like dump all the ice cream out, put the blender in the bottom, blend that up with just a small amount of the ice cream, then add it back in and mix it all up. But it turned out great otherwise, and I would have also recommended maybe if you want it more ice cream, like this is very soft ice cream, you could even use less of that liquid at the bottom, like 1/8 of a cup, or just put a very small amount and then start working with it and then add a little more if you need it. But you also have to be careful not to overheat the Vitamix. The bee pollen actually didn't get ground up at all. It's actually throughout the whole ice cream, so it's almost like little chunks of bee pollen here and there. It's kind of neat. It's like real ice cream that has little bits in it or something. So yeah, I've got links all below to various places where you can get the herbs that I talk about in this, liver cleansing herbs. You can get some aloe vera down below and some of the other products I talk about, so check them out. And have a great spring. Perhaps cleanse if you feel the need to. Do some spring cleaning, and I'll see you next time.